What's up, my friends? What's up? Listen, okay, fitness fanatics and couch potatoes alike. It is time, y'all, to talk about this body of ours, okay? You know that thing that we've been ignoring while we answer just one more email? Let me just lean into the mic so y'all can hear what I got to say, okay? So, listen, my friends, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the small, manageable ways to prioritize physical wellness without turning your life upside down. And I should know a thing or two about turning my life upside down, my friends, as I move my whole life halfway across the country. And when you are a lady of a certain age, moving, change in general, it just, it's not comfortable. But we're going to talk about it because whether you live in the gym or you're like me and you ask, who are we running from? Every time your friends ask you to do a 10K, this episode is for you, okay? Talk about it. But if this is the first time you are hearing my voice or watching me, I'm Kashana Palmer, CEO of Management, a crisis management consulting firm, author of Busy is a four-letter word, a guide to achieving more by doing less, and for today, your friendly guide on this 5-part wellness exploration. So in under about 30 minutes, we're going to cover everything from treating your vessel with the respect it deserves to the way your living space impacts your well-being. And by the end of this episode, you'll have real, actionable steps to treat your body better without adding stress to your already packed schedule. And for those of us who you jimmity jam that thing tight, this should sound good. All right? So let's jump in. So first I want to talk to you about what I'm forming it still. It's still in formation stages, but I feel like y'all are crew now. So I'm gonna let y'all in. The Busy Person's Fitness Manifesto. So now listen up, my fellow high overachievers. I know you're busy juggling work, kids, groceries, hell, life. But here's the thing. Your body, yep, that thing, it's still in there, silently plotting revenge for all those skipped gym sessions, coffee-fueled days, and sleepless nights as I hold my coffee in my hand. And if you've had the thought recently, why can't I touch my toes? I hate to break it to you, but it's not just the venti caramel macchiato, though honestly, it might play a part. But before we take any kind of panic buttons, the easy button from Staples, before we hit the panic button, I want you to take a breath, because good physical health doesn't have to mean hours at the gym or pricey personal trainers. And we've got to take matters into our own hands, especially with the state of healthcare, reproductive care, and basic human rights on the line. I mean, damn, y'all. We aren't even human anymore right now, okay? And as a mostly reformed, judgy-ass person, I said it about myself. These days, I'm sitting in the posture of we listen and we don't judge. So I will tell you my stuff if you tell me your stuff. Deal? All right. So for pretty much the entirety of my adult life, I have struggled, my friends, with maintaining a physical routine I love, which is wild because I have so many things that I love. Pilates, tonal, the Peloton, green smoothies, a green goddess salad, dressing on the side, of course. You name it, I love it. And I have wound myself into I'll start Monday tizzy so many times. It's embarrassing. But I won't give up. I am accepting the reality that the key isn't perfection, it's progress. So rather than walking past my bike like I did this morning with dread, pretending it's not there, I've reconciled that even 15 minutes of intentional movement beats 0. And my friends, it's been hard as hell, but I have felt so much better since trading the all or nothing mentality for small, consistent wins. And for somebody like me, I am a maximalist, y'all. So I go big or I go home. I was staying home a little bit too often. And so the small, consistent wins, my friend, that is how you start making peace with your body. So part of that manifesto for me is to hell with this perfection BS. And also, I'm not going to ignore myself anymore. Not one more day. Okay. But here's what I had been ignoring for years, and I was really getting on my own nerves. Okay. And that is sleep. So let's take a minute to have this little sleep debate. I just want y'all to know sleep is not for suckers. Okay. Movement is not the only thing that impacts your physical well-being. And don't let any late night infomercial promo tell you to order one more darn piece of equipment to get better rest. What I bet is missing is good sleep. Where has it gone, I wonder? Where has it gone? Now, for all of the burnout is a badge of honor crowd, you know who you are. I will repeat, sleep is not for suckers. I will debunk that myth faster than you can grab your next espresso shot. Sleep, my friends, is how your body heals and recharges. And I've learned that skimping on it does not make you productive. It makes you a ticking time bomb for burnout. The other day I saw a post by Tiny Buddha on IG that blew my mind because I love a good made up triple combo word. And it was exhausted-whelmulated. I bet you can't say that 3 times. Y'all, that is the feeling of being exhausted, overwhelmed, and overstimulated at the same time. Ooh, y'all, I felt exposed, okay? Naked. Because I know when I get a good night's sleep that I don't experience all the feels in the same way. Wait, but when I talk to my girlfriends, clients, and folks out in the world, so many of us are dragging because we aren't sleeping enough or sleeping well. And friends, sleep is critical. It is necessary. It is an urgent cry for innovation. So if you're feeling stuck and stagnant, the probability is high you ain't sleeping well, okay? So if you think you're going to be successful on a caffeinated high of espresso fumes, baby, and if you think you're like you used to be when you could party all night, go to the club, and then just roll into your apartment, shower and change and head to work, y'all already know we in bed by 9. So you can't do the things you used to do anymore. And I want us to accept the fact that it's okay. But it's easier said than done, because for someone like me who has struggled with sleep literally since my daughter was born, and she about to be 20, y'all, so that's a long damn time to be struggling, okay? I tried everything. I had a sleep coach, my friends. Okay, I paid an app. I had the melatonin. I talked to somebody every week. I set the mood at night. I don't have any digital alarm clocks in my room. I have blackout shades and blackout blinds. I have deep covers. I have stuff to cover my eyes, and none of it was helping me to get to sleep because my spirit was restless. And we're going to talk about that in another episode, about that sort of like spiritual wellness and well-being and what's happening when your spirit and your mental is not well and how that interrupts your sleep. But for today, I want us to kind of focus on some small steps. Number one, starting tonight, I want you to aim for 5 to 6 hours sleep. Now, the experts will say 7 to 8, but let's be honest. If you're not sleeping well, 7 to 8 sounds like taking a sabbatical for 3 months. We ain't got it right now. And so I want you to aim for 5 to 6. And that's non-negotiable. Get your booty in the bed, okay? Lay there. Relax yourself. Create a bedtime ritual, just like your mama made you do as a kid. Whether that was reading, journaling, meditating. I, for one, was the kid that was under the covers with the flashlight, hence part of why I wear glasses, okay? And for God's sakes, put down the darn phone. Put down the phone. I'm talking to myself just like I'm talking to you. Late night scrolling is terrible for your sleep cycle. And if you're anything like me, for your wallet. Because when I can't sleep at night, everything on the TikToks and the Instagrams looks so delicious. And when it shows up at my house 2 and 3 weeks later, I wonder to myself, when the hell did I buy this thing? So sleep is important, not just for you to be innovative, not just for you to be clear-headed as a leader, not for you to not be short with your children or your partners as a human in your household, but also for your wallet. Lack of sleep was getting in the way of my vacation plans. I just want y'all to know. All right. So it is no secret that many of us are living darn near at our computers, whether it's our tablets or our phones, because your phone is an expensive computer, right, y'all? Or your actual desk. We feel like we are desk warriors. And so if you have a sedentary job, you're spending a lot of time with your butts in seats. So, my fellow desk warriors, this one is for you. Raise your hand if you've spent hours hunched over a computer without a single break. Huh. Yep. Guilty. Me. But guess what? Your desk doesn't just have to be a productivity zone, it can also be your stealth gym, your gym bestie, if you will. So here's some of the ways that I have been practicing integrating movement into my workday. And you can do it too without the side eye from your coworker or like me, your office mate. That's my dog Chanel. So first off, the thing that's been really helping me, shoulder rolls and neck stretches. As a matter of fact, I have this crick in my neck. That's where I carry my stress. And when I don't do my shoulder rolls and my neck stretches throughout the day, that tension hits me in the middle of the night. The other night, y'all, I jumped up out my sleep because it was so bad. So you got to release that tension, roll those shoulders backward and forward. And bonus points, if you can keep them touching your ears by 5 p.m. Oop, here we go. Wait a minute, I have to do one at a time. Hold on. Seated leg lifts. So straighten your legs, hold them parallel to the floor, and engage your core as you type. So who said abs were just made in the kitchen? Hello. And so the reason that works for me is because I have arthritis in my lower spine, and I have got to make sure that I'm keeping my posture together, that I'm keeping my legs moving. And for those of us who get anxious when we're in meetings that could have been an email, or we're working on projects that are time sensitive, or we're looking at the clock because we got to go pick up our kids from school and it's in the middle of the darn workday and we're just trying to figure it all out. Being able to take a moment to ground yourself at your desk and keep yourself activated in that way also helps with your heart health. It helps with you being present. It helps with mindfulness, right? Because you're actually aware of how you are in your body, and it keeps you locked in. Okay, so this other one I tried the other day, y'all. So somebody tell me if you are really pro at this, because I feel like I'm an amateur, and that is desk push-ups. So no need to get on the floor. You just brace your arms on your desk and you pump out a few push-ups when nobody's looking, even if you're by yourself. And last but not least, I just said I don't want y'all to have a bus driver booty. Get your booty cheeks out of the chair. And now I know for that one, I'm talking to myself because look, the Lord did not bless me with all of the dunks of the dunks. Mine's a little flat. I got to do a lot of leg lifts to get a little oomph underneath the bottom. But because I have not been getting my booty cheeks out of the chair, poor Chanel is a cutie with a booty. Because unlike when we lived in New York City, we don't walk 3+ miles every single morning. My community is not that big. There aren't really any sidewalks in the part of the city where I live in. And so I don't really get outside in the same way. And we got a big yard. So, I just let her outside. She runs into the woods. She comes back. So we're not doing the same routines that keep us active and moving. So the other day I had to say to her, look at here, girlfriend, we got to start moving again. And she looked at me and looked at the leash like, what is that? So we all have to get our booties up out of the chair. Now, I know it feels silly at first. I get it. I really do. But these small habits can significantly reduce stiffness, prevent injuries, keep your blood flowing midday. Because listen, y'all, being glued to your chair should not come with a medical bill. Okay? So I know we talk a lot about physical wellness and well-being as actually moving your vessel. This body, you only get the one. But I want you to know that physical wellness and well-being also shows up in your environment. And I know that my mental health has taken a dippity dive when my house looks insane. And I just want y'all to know, y'all, that my mental health has been swimming in a cesspool of hell for the last year, because every week I feel like I am struggling against the tide of putting my clothes away from my travel trips, of picking up the clutter from the Amazon boxes that come, of cleaning up the crumbs off of the counter. But that for me is indication that things are just not quite right. And so your environment is also an indicator of your actual wellness. And it is influenced by that darn very thing that some of us feel like we can ignore. So for those of y'all who are like, oh, it doesn't matter that my office space is a whole mess. I know where everything is. Friends, Friends, I'm just looking at you right now. If you're listening to this and you hear the pause, it's because I'm just looking at you. If you go along with me and you believe that the quality of your living space can impact your mental and your physical health, here's the scoop. Let me give you a little tidbits. So, on your mental health impact, a cluttered, cramped environment can increase stress and anxiety levels. So, remember, your space should feel like a sanctuary, not another source of chaos. So, I'm dreading coming home for work travel because I did not unpack my suitcase from the last time, and the stuff is sitting on the floor in front of the laundry room, and I don't know where nothing goes. I'm just stressed. Okay. So, that means I am learning that the hard way again, because right now I'm in the process of moving from my office upstairs in my house to my kiddo's room downstairs. Y'all, mama's moving on up. She's going to get the guest room, now my office, and I'm going to get a brand new office and studio. So I will have more space downstairs. But in order to do so, I have basically had to turn the house upside down, much to the irritation of my fiance and even my child, who was like, where are you going to put my stuff? I'm going to put your stuff out. So in the process of all of this moving, and because of the way my brain works, I'm sort of like all or nothing, right? I've mentioned that. I have literally pulled books down, pulled shelves down. I'm pulling lighting down. I'm pulling this down. Y'all, I should take a picture and post it because it definitely is an indication of what's happening in my brain right now. I have a lot going on. Business development, making sure my health is on point, making sure my mama's health is on point, making sure my kid does well at school, making sure my relationship is tight, making sure the little one is happy as a clam in his little life, making sure the dog is fed, thinking about a new dog because Chanel's about to go to my child. The level of things that I'm concerning myself with in this particular moment, yeah, the chaos is a reflection of that. And so it really does have an impact, not just on your mental health, but on the mental health of your family. Okay, then there's some physical health consequences. Poor ventilation, mold, or even old plumbing can worsen respiratory issues. While I don't have that challenge here in our house because it's a relatively new build, wherever you live, I don't want you to ignore that. Your health is worth fixing that leaky pipe or crack. It is worth making sure that you have general maintenance in your home. It is worth doing that DIY project so that you're not tripping over that chip in the step every morning. Friends, it is worth it to make sure your environment is a reflection of how you want to be, because your environment right today is a reflection of where you are in your life, in your mind, and it does affect your physical wellness and well-being. And then the family dynamics and the stress it adds to your family. For families, having cluttered, cramped spaces can lead to more arguments or feelings of low self-worth. And friends, I am not immune. I actually am hedging a bet that when I post pictures finally of this nice, pristine place, once again, that the level of joy will go up, because one does not want to step over open suitcases to get to the laundry room. And one does not want to not be able to use our gym equipment because I have placed books on top of them, right? So what's my solution? You got to start small. Something that is a struggle for me, but I know it's so critical. So I am challenging you as I challenge myself, is to declutter one corner of your home each week. My fiance is always talking to me about the fact, just start a task and finish the task. And I'm like, task smash. Task is a more global term, of which many, many tasks exist together. And y'all, the level of glass that he could cut with his eyes, okay? Because he's looking at me like, are you insane? Declutter one corner of your home each week. Open a window for better air circulation. So I love a good air freshener and a good candle. But let me tell you what that does not cover up: staleness. Okay? So you got to open up the windows, friends. Open up a door. You got to let it out. You got to sage the place so that you can actually move all of that sort of like physical clutter that creates that energy clutter out. And your space, my friends, I cannot say this enough, impacts your wellness more than you realize. Okay, my beautiful friends, there you have it. Your crash course in physical wellness for real humans with real lives. Now, I jump into this in detail in my book, Busy is a Four-Letter Word, A Guide to Achieving More by Doing Less. And I actually walk you through the more detailed aspect of my 5-star wellness plan, of which your physical wellness and well-being is 1 point on the star. So that's what we covered today. I want you to remember that it's about consistency, about progress over perfection, and sneaking health into your day in ways that work for you. Okay? So this is suggestive, not prescriptive. And If you love today's episode, tag a friend who needs to hear this also. Somebody's a hot mess right now. We need to get them we need to have them hot, but not a mess, okay? After all, wellness is better when we do it together. Until next time, I want you to take care of that amazing, hardworking body of yours. And yes, even if it currently hates you for all those skipped squats. I'll catch you next time, my friends, and I will see you around. Don't forget to pick up the book, okay? Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, buy the book. www.kashanapalmer.com/book. And I'll see you next time as we talk about our mental wellness and well-being.